8:30 in the morning, and Melanie could already feel the breath of her mother's judgment on her sunken cheeks. How long was I out? She inquires of her mom. Yeah, who responds with a shrug. I don't know. I found you on the floor. Life has been really difficult for Melanie, a housewife who is due in 14 days. Her husband has been jobless for 5 years, and they live from hand to mouth. I was only trying to take care of my family. Melanie cries out, and her responses infuriate Ya the more. Ya explodes. That child in your womb is part of this family, but I don't see anyone trying to take care of it. You have deliberately resisted antenatal care for 8 consecutive months. Tension builds up in the room. Ya has just re-echoed the fears of every pregnant woman. Maternal mortality. She makes it sound as if the odds are against them, and that every passing breath could be Melanie's last, and that of her unborn child, Inshira. Just then, right there in the dimly lit living room, in their silence, in their misery, Melanie's message tone kicks in like an old school bell. It's a text message from her husband, Frank, saying, I got the job. Saved by the bell. Melanie couldn't help but express her joy by singing Judy Kaye's Capable God song and the epiphany it came with. Finally, they have a chance to save their family. They have a chance to clear their outstanding debts, to pay their utilities, and most importantly, save Inshira. Little did she know that she was building castles in the air. See, Melanie was anemic, and she lost a lot of blood during delivery. The hospital claimed to not have her blood type because she was due 4 days ahead of schedule. The midwife was 2 hours late, and they were unable to save Melanie or Inshira. As sad as it may sound, Melanie's story depicts the fate of screenwriting in many developing countries, especially Ghana. We have little or no idea what the craft entails. Screenwriting is a potent seed used to transform the gaming and film industry worldwide. It is one of the pillars of a thriving gaming and film industry. Over here, we can employ screenwriting as a tool to jumpstart our gaming and film industry from its unprecedented hiatus. About a year ago, a group of university students reached out to me for a screenplay for a short film. Apparently, it was a requirement for one of their courses that semester. They came up with a story, and I transformed it into the confines of screenwriting. After everything, they offered to pay me $15 for my services. I felt exploited, because it turns out the cost of a flyer for a standard event is more expensive than a screenplay for a short film in this country. Yes, I understand they were students, but this attitude towards screenwriters is evident in other sectors of our community. To jumpstart the aforementioned sectors, it is imperative that we understand that screenwriting, first, is a career and not a hobby. Inasmuch as screenwriters are enthused about writing for television and for cinema, screenwriting is a profitable venture. It is a business. It is a career. Since screenwriters lay the blueprints for movies and documentaries for us to enjoy, there must be enough legal protection from the government, private institutions, and the society. Forming a strong writers' guild, unions, multiple rooms for writers will go a long way to prevent screenwriters from exploitations. The writers' rooms influences the strength of screenwriters. The Writers Guild of America, which houses about 20,000 screenwriters, registers nearly 50,000 screenplays every year. These screenplays are enough to nourish Hollywood and the many studios in America to produce movies for global consumption, whilst generating millions of dollars for the country and its people. The Guild and unions present screenwriters as a strong force to transform indigenous stories to fit our screens for entertainment. Our neighbor next door, Nollywood, produces about 2,500 movies every year. Another structural step to better our industry is to provide avenues where screenplays are exhibited. Here, we are talking about the creation of film schools where screenwriting and other key elements of filmmaking are taught. It is sad to note that in a country with a population of about 30 million, there are less than 5 established film schools. The film schools will enhance our ability to present our visual stories to the world. As a budding screenwriter, I have been particularly bothered with the growth of our industry, juxtaposed to the tremendous success our neighbor next door is experiencing. I do what any young screenwriter would do. I analyze our movies, those that have made it to Netflix, won global awards, and have been nominated at the AMVCAs. I subject them to scrutiny through the lens of a screenwriter, and I stumbled upon an interesting fact. We are not as far behind as people postulate, although we have to restructure the presentation of our scenes, we have to improve upon character description, we have to modify the presentation of our backstory. When the systems fall in place, when we realign our mindsets, our industry will blossom. With enough film schools, we can proceed to hosting several film festivals to recognize and grow the business. The film festivals will put the country on the map and make it a hub for authentic Ghanaian and African stories. It will also attract local and foreign investors to build and expand studios to establish our industry. It is also sad to note that we have little or no franchise movies in our ecosystem. Franchise movies like Harry Potter, Tyler Perry's Madea collection, Marvel's Avengers and its thread of movies, Fast and Furious, and Batman. We need our own version of franchise movies in Ghana, and a strong team of screenwriters can get us there. We are fortunate that our culture is rich in stories, and there are a million stories for us to tell, and there are a million ways to tell these stories. Like Melanie, let us do what is right. Let us do the needful. Let us save Melanie and Inshira. Thank you.